nice floor, too.
Yeah.
Now, we'll come back in a couple of years and see if it's nice.
Although I'd like to try with the camera, but I here.
Does everybody here know the striker signal system? I guess I can only take a second to go through it. The way this works is I take the piece out of the fire, and I go, 2 strikes means I'm ready to go. Then I hit, and Becky hits, and then Nancy hits, we have in turn. And I have to be careful to only turn the piece when I'm about to hit it, because if I turn it just before Nancy is hitting it, or Becky, it confuses them. They don't anticipate it, but I know, because I'm holding it. So I turn it just before I hit, and then when I'm finished, the hammer goes down suddenly, and I wait for one more blow, because you can't ask somebody to stop on the way down. So you wait for one more blow. It's very interesting to me, when the German Smiths were here, they have a whole different system, and I think ours is better.
Oh, that's pretty fun. No, I think it's just because it's called the chimney, that was the main.
Get too close to that, it'll suck you right up the chimney.
Well, I'm wondering,
But there's no gas in there.
Santa Claus must get a hell of a shock.
Yeah.
I was praying for it.
Once the pipe warms up, it makes it
Yeah, absolutely. In the morning when it started.
So that must be quite heavy gauge, the steel.
And that's why
I don't know. You mean the hood?
Yeah, the hood.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, it sure is nice. I mean,
Not a bit
looking
of
in
smoke inside.
comparison. I know that.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Our extra iron. She modified that? Okay, so it's a special
this sort of stuff that maintain a really constant rhythm. If you get out of whack, it goes bang, 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 bang. Nobody knows what's bang, 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 bang. Makes it a lot easier. Keep control on just hang on for a second. That's my fault. Control. a second striker with a light hammer. I don't know what. I'll decide in a minute. Quite a difference in the height. You know, find it quite.
It's only about an inch and a half short of it, taller than us, with the network.
Yeah.
It is amazing when it does make a difference. Just makes a difference.
Yeah.
I get it.
Great places.
You might break my little stool.
Watch at the chair.
Austin, okay.
So what we got so far.
thought of making it.
I haven't decided it. A lot of water on the fire. Any coal that's burning out here isn't heating your metal, and it's only burning up valuable fuel and creating clinker. So it's good to keep the fire as confined as possible.
I don't know, I've never been. I don't think so.
It's not working so far.
John, if you had a pile of hammer, would you be using that?
Instead of me.
If you had a pile of hammer?
Using a power hammer normally?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You focused out.
I wear a car every lesson.
Yeah, can you like you're talking to
Hold on. It's good to do this once in a while, though.
And there's some things you can do with this. I mean, you can't hit a
slush
car hammer, you can't hit on the
I
angle.
can make a slush.
By yourself, I'm by myself.
Yeah.
This is not that hard to do by yourself. I mean, it takes longer.
You just have to hold it some other way.
So what we've done so far is
problem with it.
This is a pretty neat thing. It generally works. We got this given to us out in Saskatchewan, and it's a common spring. I don't know if I've shown this to you before, but usually you can find a good spot. You just, looks like these tongs are a little bit too fat. Well, there it is. You just keep going until you get as tight as you get. But it's a very precise thing. It unfortunately does some vibration, some kind of small off on the whole. Screw around with it. This is when you start to see blood flow. It's very exciting. We've done this in 5 years. Lost your identity. You're a little behind the beat.
Where to go?
I noticed that the end started catching it.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the other on the side, because they're.
Hold it up. Better if it don't.
Yeah. Now, do you think just put a brick there, or do you think that'll be
Anything too soon.
yeah,
For why they find it's never a problem.
yeah.
But it'd be nice to have that too.
Yeah, oh yeah. Let's think of
just learning how to use my anvil in all the many ways that it can be used. Well, just in reference to using it to fold a handkerchief.
You need more than just a walk.
Yes, exactly. I haven't broadened my mind enough, really, yet.
Well, actually, a lot of these books out here show individual pictures. Some of these books out here show individual pictures of striking the wall with the line of the apple in a different way. Or you can really see that one picture and you realize new techniques you don't know. You're looking at that.
Yeah. Well, I'm still in the amazement of, you know, how does that, I guess don't have that background yet. Years isn't enough, Mike.
Not enough.
No.
Not too heavy, eh? Not too heavy. Not too hard. Not too hard. You don't want to hit hard. No. Forget that you have to say.
Okay, now. I cut this off. You find the hot set.
Just me?
So I have, I read the books, you know, you make hot sets and you punch one hole straight and one diagonal so that you can cut off like this. And it's very hard to cut this way, you run into yourself. So you make one with the diagonal so you can cut this way. And then just recently, after discovering some things from paint too, why would you bother doing this? You make yourself a hot set and you use a pair of tongs like these, and you put a link on it, position wherever you want. And you just make one for all these tools. You don't have to do all these functions. And you've heard me all talk about, well, I don't have a thing, unfortunately. The two angle arms with the pin. I tell everybody about that. If people are going to be competing, you could sell those things. Instead of making all these bending forces different distances apart, because you do need that, the ball has this neat thing. It has two pieces of angle iron with pins welded on them. You just slide them back and forth. Distance apart that you want. 40 years. Yeah, instead of having a whole series of those different distances, just the two angle irons. Go in here, tighten it up where you want it.
So the two angle irons with one pin on each piece.
Yeah. Two pieces of angle irons that long, and pin right next to the shoulder, the corner. On each one, you just slide it back and forth. You put this far apart, you put this far apart. There's another little thing like that. Something you little chance can't remember. We're also in New Brunswick, in northern New Brunswick, in Fort Andover, a machinist shop. His name is Euclid Moran. He's died now, unfortunately. But walk into this crazy shop where he can do anything. He can do anything. He's an unbelievable, clever guy. He said, do you ever have to drill a hole through the center of a round rod? I said, well, not very often. All you do, he said, do this. He walked past his drill press and he pulled the arm on the drill press, the quill came down, and there was a piece of angle iron welded to a plate. The drill came down, pushed the angle iron over until it was clear, and he clamped the plate to the drill press. Now he can drill a hole right through the center.
I see it's, I don't have the details, I don't know where to go.
Now, when we cut this off, it might go this way. So, catch it.
Want to set a Tom's ball so you can catch it there?
It's an extra point to get it deep. You never have to have work.
Bending forks and small.
Tuning fork for a piano.
mattress. No, let's don't take it.
I will pull one.
It's all good for that man down there.
Okay, so
That's
this
right.
job, this job was one of those.
Oh,
so many
okay,
things
sorry.
where
Thought you were handing it to me.
One of us better hold.
Robert, you're perfect.
it was converted. Just say sold. This is one of those
Little
typical jobs
background.
where, like restaurants, boutiques, public places, they often end up with a situation where they have to have a railing right away, and until they pass inspection with a railing in place, they can't open. And in the meantime, they got $250,000 on loan, and you know how that works. So they come to the blacksmith for last, of course, and they say, "Quick, help, help!" And they don't never have much money left either.
Bring it in, that doesn't work.
So you have to design something really clever that will knock your socks off, and something that you can, by being clever, produce really fast. So, so this situation was one of the stairwell, the public place. It's called the Lady Luck Boutique. It's on Yonge Street in Halifax by the Hydrostones, and I'd encourage you to drop in there and have a look at this railing because it's kind of a neat stunt. I may have shown you pictures of it. In fact, I can show you a
It's in
picture
the
of it.
Hydrostone. It's a gallery. It's called the Hydrostone Gallery. And yeah, no, but it is a boutique. It has a lot of jewelry and finer handmade things.
So, it's one almost 10, 12 feet long, but if you fell over this thing, you go down this long staircase down to the basement, so it needed a railing, and public space and all that. So,
It's beautiful.
the trick was, have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I've
So
been in twice.
the trick was I wanted to do something really innovative and something new, and I had a lot
It
of.
has a very modern look. Excuse me,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
Really nice.
it does, but at the same time, it doesn't look
Oh, no,
fussy modern. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
organic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
Yeah.
but it's,
It
It's
worked
not-
out well. But there were tricks here. There were lots of tricks, and here's the tricks. Trick number one is didn't want to have to measure anything. I hate measuring things. I wanted to be able to do this on the fly fast, and I didn't want to be fussy putting it together. Now, it was a series of vertical pieces like this.
You
And
could get Becky's paper down there and draw it.
probably easier just to describe it, I think.
There's,
So, okay, this is the best way to, this
the
is what,
pictures go backwards, not forward.
this is what the thing looks like. I'll try to be systematic here. So, this is the railing in place. It's not a very good picture.
The one with the square tubing?
Yeah. And this, I think I've talked to you about this before. So, what this is, and there's two types of spindles. There's a vertical like that with a square tubing. Where are those tubes?
Right here.
That are on this square spindle. And I call them, there's 1/3 of them were fancy ones. And the fancy ones have these tendrils coming out of them.
Did you use inch and a quarter?
I can't remember.
That's what
It's
you
what
had
I-
there.
it's what I had at home
Yeah.
to demonstrate it, so something like this.
Yeah.
You could do with it, you know do with anything. There's no recipe. So these are the fancy ones with tendrils on them. And then there's the plain ones, and they are, there's some more fancy ones. Right? And then there's plain ones. If I miss somebody, shout. And these are the plain ones. So they're just a square tube without the tendril. So if you want to get a lot of mileage out of this, and you want to do it quick, and get the job done, and get paid, and delight your customer, you can make them all fancy. But it's twice as effective if 1/3 of them are fancy. You actually get more impact. So that's idea
Don't get
number
that
one.
monotony.
Yeah, and the exceptions, you pay attention to the exception, and you go, ooh, right? That's what you want your customer to do, go, ooh. So the next thing that I had to do is Nancy was away when I was doing this. I think it took 5 days to do this job, which meant I got well paid. The next thing is you figure out, at first I was going to put those tendrils on and weld them, and then slide this on and rivet it where it's skinny. Then I decided, no, I'll just put this on, I'll clamp a piece of angle iron here, 1.5 inches or something like that, slide this up, go over to the drill press, drill the hole. Take a piece of 1/4 inch round, stick it through, and just hammer on the ends. I mean, they're not tight, they won't come out. Now the thing still moves, which people really think is cool. They go, hey, that's neat, you know. Then the thing about this tendril going in, I thought I had to weld it, but then I said, screw that. It gets narrow here. I'll forge a piece that's a round piece with a blunt taper on the one end and forge it out long. And I'll start the curve that goes in here. I'll heat the whole thing up really hot. Hit it in there, drive it in there, tap it a couple times, and then take my tongs and just wrap it around so that it can't go up. Now I don't have to weld it in. Is this all clear? Mm-hmm. So you get an awful lot of impact with less effort, and your customer thinks you're a wizard, right? Now, the worst part of this job, and this has happened to me several times, I don't like to install things, so I turn it over to carpenters. And for some reason, they think very linearly. It's not. I told the guy, and he was a real nice guy. I said, I don't want these in a row, like one here, 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 here. I want one here, one here, one here, one here, 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 one here, and so forth. And you have to have 4 inches maximum between the verticals for the law. So you make one hole, drill a hole, round hole, and put this in. You can strike an arc 4 inches, and anywhere on that arc you can put the next one, or you can put it closer. But if you look at that railing from the end, it hops back and forth all the way. Now the idea was, and I still think this is a great idea, drill the hole in the top with a piece of, the handrail was a wooden handrail on the top. The carpenter made that. I said, put a board underneath that, drill your holes deep enough that you can go up and then down. And then take your 2x4 off, put it on the floor, and drill the holes there. Is that right? Makes sense to me. So he did that, but then he put them in and put them down, and when you go down to the bottom hole, for each one I punched a square hole in a big washer and domed it. So you slide the washer on, put it down in the round hole, let go, and it's fixed. You can't see it doesn't match. So it's real simple. But he drilled the hole too deep. So now you can walk up and just take it out, and that doesn't pass code. So now he puts a screw in, a big screw to trap it in the hole. Now you can't turn it. Before, with my idea, you could go every week or two, you could go around and just spin those things a little bit. The whole railing would completely different. So you can change your railing periodically. You can let your customers change your railing. But all he had to do, in hindsight, was drill a hole this way into this handrail and put a screw in this way. So he couldn't have done it. I had a big railing I did for, you guys know Mike McPhee, the hockey player?
Yeah.
Well, he hired us to do a big, huge railing in his estate. And it was the same thing. It was this design that was very complicated. It was very heavy stuff. The central design, every third picket was supposed to go up here, down there, up here, up here, up here. The carpenter just couldn't do it. He tried to put them all in a straight line. It was still good, but it missed by a country mile compared to what it could have been. So I don't know. It's very hard to communicate these ideas. I think you have to talk to the carpenter, and I hate the installation part of it. So I want somebody else to install it, but I think you should be there when they do it. I think that's the moral of the story. Okay, so the other thing about this is, when we start this project, which should pretty soon, it doesn't matter. You don't have to measure this. You don't have to measure. You can make them all different lengths. You can cut this angle here. You can cut this angle that way. You could do some of all different kinds of stripes. It doesn't make any difference. So you can really let your imagination fly. This is a lot faster with a power hammer, I have to say. because once you get, I think I had 6 or 8 of these in the fire at a time, and as soon as it got hot, it just rattled them off. So, I can't remember, I don't know whether this is the same size as I used in that, and I didn't keep any record of it, I don't know about this, but we're going to try it anyway. You'll get to see all the steps. And take from it what you will.
What did you finish it?
Phase 4 wax. It's what almost everything I do is phase 4 wax or rusted. This mobile, that was, I think on the video they mentioned that, I mean, when it came out of that sandblasting place, they cost $140 that sandblasting. And man, it was so shiny. I thought they galvanized it. But we took it home, and I think I mentioned 2 hours after throwing a bucket of water on it, you could see the rust. 2 hours on a dry day. Yeah, amazing. Okay, let me start heating this then, I guess. You have a go press one? Oh, yes, you
I no longer feed the fish, or eat it.
I'm just gonna move this off the envelope.
I was thinking.
Somebody told us, we teach at Halliburton, college of the arts in the fall, and the kids all have cell phones and these things, and all kinds of stuff like that. They're absolutely forbidden in the shop. And they said the reason is that if they get hot, if they can melt or catch fire, they emit incredibly toxic stuff. So I didn't know that. I never heard.
You thought you'd test the theory though, didn't you?
I'll let this, I'll tell the students to do it.
See who falls.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, get to work.
That's wonderful. I didn't know they came so small.
That's a cold knife called touch.
Oh,
It's not a phone.
no.
But you know, I can write in English on that and get it translated in 7 dialects of Chinese, Bulgarian, Cherokee, Korean. It's all in that little thing.
Wow. Making me nervous.
The actual caps. Well, the actual holes are 70s, but the caps have.
That's all right.
Just a long way. There's just a lot of angle to walk around. And it's really easy to find.
Nancy? You know what that's for? This that's underneath the end.
Yeah, that's a magnet that reduces the ring.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that one's on the ring.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very square.
Well, yeah, because the ring is so you can't really get one spot.
So I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start with putting this square piece over the horn of the anvil. Now there's absolutely no rule about this either. You just wail away and flare it out. And everyone can be completely different. It'll still look great. They're all different, but they're all the same.
400.
Sounds good.
Just got it off, yeah.
I wouldn't even be terribly fussed. With the power hammer, it's possible to get this nice and smooth, but I don't really care. It doesn't make any difference. The hair and everything. Maybe we'll use 3/8 square for this. Let's see.
Get a square grid on the top shelf of that.
What shelf is that, Beckys?
One and
Oh, 3/8.
looking for a square grid. Well, I'm on my
It looks very, very quick, oh, it's square.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a square.
Wild it up.
I'll get you to hold it. The drift. Multi-drift.
I've been done that before. I've done that. I'm the way to the cold.
Close.
Did you bring that? Did you bring out this person?
That's an important mistake not to make. hands. Hand the stuff to Tony, say it's hot, he just says, that's if it's hot. So, now, it's always easier to wire brush these things when they're hot. But you see, this could be anything. There's nothing fussy about this. Just get the basic shape and let it do whatever. Well, not whatever it wants to do, but it's a law. Anyway, when you quench this, you've got to be real careful. Do this, it's a steam cap. Come right up to your face. And that really hurts. So you better do it this way.
I left it for the morning to be so that you can turn it off.
So that's more or less what I'm going for. When that's all cleaned up and waxed, it looks dynamite. So now you just put your angle iron on here, slide it down, drill a hole, rivet it in. You should probably do that.
Okay. What do you mean by the angle iron?
That's just a spacer. So they're all equally up.
Oh, okay.
Instead of measuring, you put your watch, put the angle iron on it. Done.
Okay.
So, sorry. Where'd the other one go?
On the table.
So, that's quite a dramatic change. It's so simple.
When you put the finish on it, do you have to heat up the half-inch square in order to get the whole thing the same color?
It's all on cold. But it's a good point. I would run this through the power hammer just to get the scale on it. And then when it's cold, wire brush it. So that's what we're looking for. It's, I mean, a twist in the middle of a bar is such a cliche. We need other things now. So this is another thing. You can put this in the center of the bar. I've done a few railings like this. You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one. Now to make the fanciness, we'll make the tendril. That needs a pressure. Taking order. Now, I can't remember, but I think I used half-inch round for this in the railing. Lady Lacontini.
Do you have a picture of their railing on your website?
I think it's on there. The website only has maybe a tenth pictures. Someday we're going to get caught up. Okay, so we're going to make a long table.
Derek says hello. You wait to see him be here?
So we're all eating meat.
vegetarian.
Haven't seen Penny in days.
Yeah. Are we going to take it?
Let's make a long paper and then we'll turn it around and have a short paper.
The heavy camera. Ryan, does he want? Ryan, does he want the camera?
Yeah, I think so. It's easy to get things too far flat.
Small material.
I like to use that.
How you doing, Paul? Over there. You behaving yourself? You behaving? Yeah.
Thought years ago it might be a good thing to make a power hammer that was like a 10-pound power hammer. Not a big monster, something that would be like a sewing machine size. For doing all this kind of work. It should be a fairly simple thing to fabricate. Then you can sort of trouble it.
It has to be a lot of small blows. That's what's actually good about Smith and Striker is that you get a lot of small blows as opposed to, because with the power hammer you have to go harder to go faster than, in order to go faster you have to go harder.
Yeah. But for all this kind of work, there's no need to do all this kind of work. It feels good.
Yeah, yeah.
You got a piece of chain, Becky?
Just gotta
I've got
get
it.
back to
Yeah?
It's got a big magnet right there. I think
Yeah.
another couple.
If you take the magnet off, you're gonna hit it with the magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hit it without the magnet.
You have to leave this.
Scary. But if you wrap a piece of chain around the waist, it'll take that much more of the ring away.
This part here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hole shut there. Hole shut right.
Oh, yeah.
That's that. Oh,
What is it, John?
I got a little fold shut. When you're doing these really fast blows, sometimes you don't quite get on the diagonal. I'm not steering right. And it gets folded over, and it's metal folded on itself. And it's razor thin. And if you rub your finger on it, you get cut. So we're just going to grind that little piece out. Sorry again. That's because I didn't turn it quite 90 degrees. Boy, that happened fast. Makes me think of when you were that time.
That happened fast too, right?
Do a little bit more here.
Would you like me to pass that to you? Sam goes too high, see?
It's not too big this time. This one. Right again. So you all know when you're tapering a bar, you have to taper it square first, then go up on the diagonal. But when you taper the diagonal, it has to go through a true octagon before you start rolling it. It's a real temptation to take the edge off and then start rolling it right away. That's when you get the full adjust. And we'll cut it off. Just come with the handle, you open it.
No, that's different page rules. You like it, not like it?
It's nice. It's not hard to make. But medium power.
Yeah, and there's there seems to be an enormous collection of tools that are easy to make and I need to make in the next couple of weeks. So, it's all right to start with chemistry.
over there.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah. It's almost impossible to hit this edge to edge. In fact, I think it is impossible. The only thing you have to concentrate on is this. And warn somebody sitting there. Unless you don't like them. Okay, now we're going to put a short taper on this end. Trying to drill a 4-inch hole. In fact, do you have any 3/16 around? 3/16 is just fine for that. Out and cooling the very tip so it doesn't burn. Sometimes I'll take a big piece of scrap metal and tuck it underneath the sensitive part so it doesn't get right to the heat. That works very well. I told you this before, do these bedding floors with a wide fork on one end and a narrow one at the other end, with a tubing for a handle. It makes these very light to handle, and also when you go, we did a lot of flying memos for a number of years, and they don't like it when they show up here, put a big heavy bag full of metal. So you cut down a lot of weight for the stuff like that. We came back from North Carolina, we had a whole bunch of tools and a suitcase. In those days, that was, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe? In North Carolina. 2004. If they wanted to, they could just rip the locks right off of your suitcase. It wasn't even locked. They didn't even drive the suitcase. It wasn't locked. They ripped the locks off the suitcase. And they went through everything. And it was all thrown back into the vent. And the big can of welding compound, white powder, they never even looked at it. I couldn't believe it.
that's what I like.
Now we're just gonna put the rivet in, then I'll put that piece in the vise here, and I'll heat this other piece all up, tap the short taper into the sleeve, and then wrap it around, and put it out the line. Like I say, if you're doing 30 pieces, you come to the stage, they're all at the stage at the same time, so you want to bang, 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 a couple hours. Screw it up.
I can't get this on. It's not going to go anywhere. This is a bit of a problem here. It's a temporary ice check. It's too
Weld it.
What?
Weld it.
You put it in socket for
You got it.
Yeah. Hmm? Is that?
At this stage is that you get it so the little point just reach out and grab somebody by the sleeve or something.
Easy. How you doing, Scott?
Scallywag.
Scallywag, you got. You got some nerve. How you doing?
Doing well. Caught on a machine.
Hey?
Where I
Oh.
screwed up on this is I should have brought this in tighter up here. I can fix it.
Just weld it on, Joe.
Epoxy. Epoxy. I'm in epoxy.
Yeah. Good.
It's tapered, so if you wrap it around tight, on the bottom of the taper, it can't go up.
You're still nervous? Well, I was thinking about you when, you know, it was on the news.
Good though, you got used again with the rider mover.
Oh, you did see it before?
Yeah, you did your place, real brief. I don't know if you did the full demo, but you just finished the railing. And,
That was the last camera in the tower.
Last time, you had an
last time you guys hosted one, yeah.
I can never see somebody flaring square pieces, but I can't remember how many years ago.
Yeah, it was a big crowd that day too. It's hard to see, hard to really see what's going on.
Getting close to it, you're gonna have to take my word for it.
You just use it like the Swedish knife.
Yeah, let's put it over here.
You know, December.
Once you get going, you get a system going, you don't have to go through the sag. It goes up, it can't go out, so that's all right. Good enough for jumping one. Done. So you get the idea. What I should have done was bring this in tighter right there. But I'm cool. If I heat that up another time, squeeze it, it'll be done. So we're gonna leave it. Steam cap. They can't come off. And when people see that, you know, it's really neat. There's one of these railings is at the economy shoe shop. And you go there in the evening and there's somebody sitting against the railing and they've got a few, too many. So, there you go. You know Samuel Yellen's work. He was well known for railings that were movable. You could move them in and out. Which I think in its time must have been kind of controversial. I don't know. I don't think that was normal. But why not? I don't see any reason.
When you make those, you run the bar through your hammer, do you? Just to take the slide, give it a finish. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think I can't remember. Frankly,
No?
but I don't think I bother.
Oh, didn't you?
I mean, I
Okay.
check it more earlier than I did this time.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have to drift it out. I don't think I ever had to do that before.
Oh no, I don't mean that. I mean the actual half-inch bar.
Texture.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if I kind of like that. Next time I do it, I'll do it more like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That saves you.
This bar though.
Oh, no, that I would run through. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
No, I
about.
would run
Yeah.
that through the hammer.
Okay, just
to
to
get the oxide on it, so
Yeah.
it match.
Yeah.
When it's
Okay.
waxed. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't quite understand.
Yeah. This worked out well. I just ran out of battery packing.
John, you mentioned earlier about drilling